Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you the power of using Anthropic's Claude in Excel. So let's see this. We have Claude in Excel. All that you have to do is click on install now, and this will take you to the Microsoft Marketplace. You just need to accept this. Now, let me tell you that this works only when you have a Pro, Max, or Teams or an Enterprise account. So let's go ahead and install this. All that you have to do is you click on Get It Now, and it will be installed. So you will see this. You need to just allow and continue. Now it is integrated. Some of the tips you can follow that when you have to ask any question, you can select the cells and you can ask a question. And on a Mac, you can open Claude anytime by clicking on Control Option and C. So what you eventually see here is the Claude in your Excel. Now you need to be careful that if it is about your company data, you need to check your organization's company AI policies of how you can share the data. Now with that said, let's get started. So now I just downloaded this from the internet and this is publicly available data. So what I'm doing here is I will enable my Claude. So once Claude is open here, you need to be signed in, and let's start with something very simple. I start with a simple question. What is in this sheet? And I hit enter, and you see it is starting to respond. So it gives you a snapshot. So let me make it a little bigger. You see, it is telling that you have 990 rows of data plus a header, and then these are the columns. Finally, it looks like a comprehensive grocery list. So that's a very simple question to get a snapshot of what this data is about. So I need to tell you that not only looks at this sheet, if there are more sheets in it, more tabs in it, then it will look into that and then give you a summary of it. And then it gives you this note at the end. It is like, would you like to analyze anything specific such as stock levels, sales trends, and category breakdown? So let us start with a simple question. So I'll ask a question. Analyze about the stock levels. And now it's going to think about it and it will give me a summary of that. So it says that it has read the first 500 rows of the data. Now it will run an analysis in Python. So it's now building that. And now after some analysis, it has come up with this response. While it is not for us to understand and try to know what has gone behind the scene, but you can click on this where it has been writing the Python code, expand this, and you see it wrote code. And there is a lot of code that we don't even need to know about. It has written that, and finally, in that code itself, it is giving a result. And that result it is producing here. So we need not expand this. So let me go ahead and put it back. I don't need to see that. Now look at this, the overall stock summary. So it gives a quick summary, and there's a critical finding, not just what you asked for, that it says that 46% of the items below reorder level. So 455 of the 990 products, that is 46%, have stock quantities below their reorder threshold, a significant inventory risk. Now this kind of analysis can happen so quickly. It is so quick with Claude in Excel. So if you have a Pro, Max, or Teams or Enterprise account, just try using this and you'll be impressed by the way it can change and make your work efficient. Now we need to ask some more questions in this. So to do that, I'll show you the header here. Now because it is smaller in size, I'll increase the font size. Okay, look at this. You have the date received, last order, expiration, warehouse, sales volume and all. So now we can ask it a question. So I'll go and ask a question. Which item generates the most revenue? Which item generates the most revenue? Right. It is going back into the thinking mode. It will now do some kind of thinking, probably write a Python code to come up with an answer. While it does that, let us look at the previous report that we have. Beverages and seafood carry disproportionately high inventory value related to their stock units. Now these are high value items that need priority attention. And then this is something that you didn't ask for. It is saying that immediate reorder needed. 455 items are below reorder levels. Prioritize the 156 back-ordered items so as they already have supply chain issues. Now such detailed information it is getting in just in seconds with this prompt. Now let's see what happened to the response to the question that we asked. Which item generates the most revenue, right? So it says that generating item Greek yogurt, $4,000. It generates, it takes the crown with $4,700 in revenue with the unit price as such. Now this is followed closely by banana at 4,000. So you get a insight into your data and you haven't written a single formula. Can you imagine that? You didn't ask those questions clearly, but you are getting an insight straight into it just by asking question, which item in your grocery list produces the maximum revenue? So this is how you can use Claude. Let's go and try another example. But before that, look at this. It also gives you the data and information about the lowest revenue items. Now it is prompting you if you want to create a visualizing chart for the top revenue items or break down the total revenue by category. Now you can do that, but I'll take you to another question. Here, I'm asking that which product is nearing expiry and can lead to significant loss if not sold early. So there is a typo, but that's okay. It will be able to make sense of that. So now you see it got a sense of what I'm asking. Analyze expiry dates and the loss risk. So it is looking at the data. Now it took today's date and it is making sense of that and saying that, okay, all products are nearing expiry. So this is the way you can make use of spreadsheet. Now I'm going to ask to create a chart. So create a chart visualizing the top revenue items. Now it wants permission to write the top revenue chart. So I will allow that once. Okay, now I'll expand this to understand what's going in this sheet. Let's understand. Okay, now it is asking for permission again. Now for me, I will do it always allow. So you need to just make sense of what is happening. And now you see that it has made a chart. It added this in an empty space in the sheet. It made 2 columns and the revenue, and then it is making a chart out of that. Now, this is pretty impressive. If you consider the number of rows it has, you can probably go to 10,000 or more rows and still be able to produce this at this rate. So for example, if you have a column with customer's full name, you can make it to talk about, you can make it to divide it to first name and last name. And there are anything that you talk about in Excel, it can do it quickly. So go ahead and try that and let me know if you have any questions or feedback. Thank you. We'll see you in the next video. So do share, like, and subscribe if you like this and want to see some notifications about such videos on AI.